Hey, welcome back. More Age of Empires here. The map is Altai. We're doing some ranked 1v1. I'm playing as the Abbasid Dynasty, and we're playing against Velocity. There have been some changes to the maps. Altai used to be a really low wood map, but they've added a lot more recently. I'm really excited about this change. There were lots of late games that would play out on this map, and I mean the map would just go completely dry, and it made it very difficult to break through siege lines because you basically had no wood to make your own siege units. So if your opponent had more springalds, it was hard to field more springalds. If your opponent went for like a big castle defense, you couldn't really get enough wood to make trebuchets. So I'm happy with the changes. I believe there was also an announcement for smaller team maps. So 2v2s are going to be on smaller maps, and for other matches you can actually decide what kind of a map you'd like. Very cool. You can either get like a very large old school map, or you can get a much more aggressive, much more fighting intensive smaller map. For my opening here against the Delhi, I went with my wheelbarrow opening, but I'm gonna play it by ear after I get up to the next age. It's really hard to know what a Delhi opponent is going to do. They could play it defensively and just try to capture up the 3 sacred sites that are on the map, or they could play it aggressively and just completely overwhelm you with unit numbers. I'm not really sure. I'm hoping to use my scout right here to figure out what's going on. I'll start mining a little bit of stone. It can't hurt to have a little bit. I can use it for defensive structures, or I can use it for an extra town center once we get up there. So I'm floating some resources here. You can see I've got a decent amount of food, decent amount of wood, a little bit of gold. I'm trying to see what my opponent is going. I'm seeing lots on wood. And then I spot an archery range going down. And it's a good thing I picked up on that archery range, because now I know what unit to really spam out. My thinking here is, okay, he's got an archery range. Probably gonna be making archers and sending them out. It's rare for someone to make archers and then keep them defensive. So I'm suspecting my opponent is gathering up all this wood to make lots of archers and then put down walls and take over the sacred sites. So I'm gonna go a little extreme here. I'm gonna put down 2 stables and start pumping out horsemen. I'm gonna keep my scout nearby this archery range to just kind of scout out how large of an army he's gonna be producing. We'll deal with this wolf on the side here. But really, I want to know what he's doing with these archers. Is he sending them out on the map, or is he building up an army? And so I keep my scout here, and I kind of glance over here to see what's happening, and I see his archers are rallying to the front of his base. I want to know where that archer's going, so I send my scout around to figure out where the heck are these archers going, because if they're out on the map, they're exposed. I can use my horsemen to take out archers. And now I see what's going on here. He's built a outpost near the center sacred site. He was getting attacked by a wolf, and his archer just jumped into the outpost. Don't be intimidated by these outposts, especially if you have a combination of scouts and horsemen. They deal great damage to buildings, and scouts actually regenerate. My thinking here was, oh nice, the outpost is targeting my scout. I'll just pull my scout away when it gets low on health, and he can regenerate. But unfortunately, some really long distance arrows take him out. So I'm rallying horsemen up to the front, along with scouts. There's no need to just make horsemen. I can mix in some scouts as well. And we're just gonna burn this all down. because he needs to make spearmen. I want to see him make spearmen. If we keep making these horsemen, I'm hoping it'll force him into making a barracks. We're going to chase him all the way home. Would love to pick up this scholar. Great kill there. And then these archers are going to go down pretty quick too. See some villagers on the front lines. We're going to go after them. I really haven't seen anything that's going to deal with these horsemen, so I'm just going to try and snipe down some archers or some villagers. Although now he has a decent amount of villagers in his town hall, so I think I'm going to back off because that's a lot of arrow fire. And now we're spotting all of his military production. He's got his stables, 2 archery ranges, and a barracks finishing up. I'm a little nervous here because that means he's going to start producing one hell of an army. We're going to pull back for now, and I might burn down some of his walls. I really recommend doing this when you go up against a player who has just left kind of these small chunks of walls out on the map. Have a horseman or have a unit, it doesn't have to be many, just one, attack all of the walls, because now your opponent's going to constantly get those under attack pings, and they're not going to be able to know when they're actually under attack. On the back side of this, I mean, we slowly mined out the stone and we just kept rallying villagers to wood, so we were able to get up our second town center. And with our fresh foodstuffs upgrade, we're producing a lot of cheap villagers. We know that he has a pretty blended unit composition with so many archers, horsemen, and spearmen, so I need to put down a barracks and an archer range of my own, and we'll start getting units out. I don't want these horsemen to just be useless units out on the map, so I'm going to send them in. And I really like how I play this. I decide rather than just right-clicking, I'm going to stand on top and now trap. So now the villagers are kind of squished between my units. You can see this villager is spinning around, trapped, body blocked by all of my units. And so we get 2, 3 villager kills. That's great. And now we're just going to run for it. So that was a great little raid right there, especially since I have 2 town centers. I mean, these are getting me an economic advantage, and now I've gotten an even better economic advantage. But he does have a sizable army. I mean, he can pump these units out thanks to his scholars. So I'm feeling like let's retreat and make some defenses and just try and pump some units. I don't really like how small my standing army is here. Although he decides to donate these units, I think he forgot about them. So now I'm saying, okay, fine. We're gonna back off. We're gonna hang out in our base. I mean, I want to see if he's taking this sacred site. Yeah, his whole army is here. Ooh, that's a lot of spearmen. With my army mostly consisting of cavalry, I cannot engage here, so I'm just gonna back off. Because yeah, that's a lot of infantry. I'm going to need way more camel riders if I want to deal with this force right now. We'll play it defensively. I'd love to see maybe a outpost go up here from me. That'd give me some vision into this stealth forest, and it would secure these 2 patches here, this gold vein and this stone outcropping. I'm getting very close to aging up. That's mostly a result of using some of my spare wood to put down farms, diversifying my food economy with sheep, farms, berries, and deer. But now we pretty much expect to lose all these sacred sites. I decided to send a villager down here to build a outpost. That way we can secure this sacred site. And now we're going to age up with the culture wing. I'm also going to send some horsemen down there just to protect my villager. Although when my villager shows up here, there's already an outpost. It already has the arrow emplacement in it, so this villager is done. And these horsemen I don't think are going to be able to take it out. I'm going to need a lot more horsemen. I'm still pretty nervous. We just spent like all of our money aging up. I'm gonna get down some more production, but really I should be making more units here. Looks like I'm making more Horsemen, not sure how I feel about that. I think I would have liked to see maybe some camel archers or regular archers and some more spearmen. Because we saw his spearman numbers, they were pretty sizable. Yeah, it looks like he's taking this other sacred site, so I decided, okay, well, let's try an outpost up here. Hopefully he hasn't taken all 3 of them. So now my opponent is on 2 sacred sites. That's a lot of gold income. You're gonna see, yeah, it's a lot of gold per minute. Losing my scout. He's got a big army. We need to back off with our villagers and just kind of shrink into a ball. We don't want to deal with any of this. And if we can, we got to keep our horsemen away from his spearmen because we have so many horsemen. I decide I'll send the horsemen down south to take out this sacred site. And now I aged up so I can start making some more advanced units. I'm going to start making man-at-arms because they're very tanky, and we're hopefully going to get out some lancers. Ooh, but here comes his army, and that is a lot. I'm glad the camel archers are attacking the spearmen, and it's good I got my villagers into the town center, but oof, we're losing a lot of units here. But here come my man-at-arms. They're a lot tankier. He doesn't really have units that can take them down. You can see he's, even with a huge amount of units attacking my man-at-arms, he stays alive. Ooh, he surrounds the camel archer there. That's a good move. But he's taking a lot of arrow fire. This town center is also kind of in range. So he's going to send his army down south to just kind of get away from all of these arrows that are raining on him. But it's a lot. We've still got units down here, and more importantly, my horsemen, which I had, tried to take this out. I mean, they burned down the tower, but now they're on the run. And this wolf kills one of my horsemen. Wolf 1, horseman 0. Damn, that wolf has a body count. Now we're getting some good units out. We're getting our lancers. We've got crossbowmen. The crossbowmen are just kind of to anticipate him maybe getting some man-at-arms himself. But really, I need to get the preservation of knowledge now that I've aged up. It's good that we're getting down more military production. I like seeing that. And extra barracks are always a good idea. I've noticed a really big increase in just barracks spam, lots of infantry spam in a lot of my games. It's just been overwhelming numbers of infantry, and trying to hold off against just overwhelming numbers. We're trying to scout out what's going on around the sacred site. Would have really liked to mix in a scout here. Hopefully I keep producing scouts as the game goes on. Up north, surprisingly, there were no walls here. He had not secured this sacred site, so we got down an outpost, and now we're putting up stone walls. Sending a horseman out, looks like, oh, he was on this berry patch. I just kind of rode right by it. Mostly I want to see what his army consists of. But it looks like my horseman will find some villagers over here. The idea is to try and get his army to respond to something. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna flee those villagers. They're out of here. He's got the double blacksmiths. Great idea from a deli player. And here comes his army. Okay, a decent number of horsemen and a lot of archers. Seen a lot of archers there. Sending some units to harass his villagers here on the wood line. But now I'm seeing even more units. I don't think these were the same units we just saw up there. Yeah, that's a lot. Make note, it's pretty much just 2 units. It's just archers, horsemen, and some cavalry. So if it's cavalry and archers with a few spearmen mixed in, we could make our own cavalry. because he has to make spearmen if he wants to counter my cavalry. Making man-at-arms is not going to be a good idea because I saw some crossbowmen in the mix, and he's just going to keep making crossbowmen. So really, we need to get our siege units out. And it looks like I made that a priority once I saw his army. I put down a siege workshop here, and I'm pretty sure the moment I get the resources available, I'm going to put down a Mangonel. Down here, I'm still trying to deal with the sacred site. I figured just small groups of units can deal with what's going on here, although he is putting a springald emplacement up. Kind of an issue. We've secured the sacred site to the north because we were able to get a mosque down. We've got a new mom coming back with a relic. The horsemen come to reinforce these troops because it looks like we can actually do something here. But now we saw a large army moving across that sacred site. I'm putting down an outpost because I can feel it coming. There's a big army on the way. I'm glad I got the Mangonel. Would love to see me get maybe another, or not sure. Maybe a few spearmen just to defend them. Because look at all of his cavalry. He could just move in on my siege units really quickly. Oh, this springald emplacement is so good. My units just got shredded. Wow. He's retaking the center after we neutralized it with our horsemen. If we check out income per minute, I'm definitely ahead, although he is wisely starting to get more stone. So I'm ahead in food, he's ahead in wood. We're pretty even on wood and gold, but he is mining a lot of stone. I'm anticipating a forward keep, maybe somewhere here, something that'll simultaneously guard the sacred site and start to put pressure on me. And that is a war elephant, or a tower elephant in the back there. I'm going to engage with his forces. He doesn't have that many spearmen. I do see a mix of crossbowmen, so at least my man-at-arms are going to be strong. And oof, that Mangonel shot was great. The thing is, we're starting to push a little too far forward, I think. I want to stay near my Mangonel because it's dropping really good shots on these ranged units. Unfortunately, my ranged units start getting massacred by his cavalry. So now we're trying to take out these battering rams here, but he takes out my Mangonel, and now he's got this huge archer ball, and there's not much we can do about it. Though we have rallied a decent number of units over here, we're losing a little bit of villagers, maybe 1, 2, 3. But my reinforcements are here. I'm going to have all of my spearmen go after the tower elephant, and my cavalry can scare off all of his archers because he just does not have any spearmen left. Down here we built a ram, and we're going to start mining from this gold mine. We're going to come forward and try to take out what he's got here. I figure a ram will really seal the deal. We surround the tower elephant, we take it out, and now we're moving on to his archers. If I can get these spearmen involved in attacking these lancers, that'll be great. But one issue that we're running into is that his units all have +1 upgrades. He's actually finished out all of his level 1 upgrades from his blacksmith, and I haven't even touched my blacksmith. In fact, I haven't even gotten preservation of knowledge. I've been just so focused on getting units out. Just trying to stay above water here. He's doing a good job kiting back and forth with his archers. He's getting a lot of free unit kills here, although one Mangonel shot can really change the tide. Good, we're neutralizing this sacred site thanks to the ram commitment that we made down here. And we're just gonna grab up all these resources. Berries, gold, stone, we like it. We're gonna put down defensive structures here and just try to secure it. Our transition to farms is gonna need to get a little bit stronger. Looks like, yeah, okay, good. That's another cluster of farms there. We've got a decent amount of farming going on here. And nice, we get the preservation of knowledge and agriculture. That's really gonna help with our food gathering, because this improves the villagers' gathering rate from farms by 15%. A little bit of downtime here. I ordered my units to just attack random walls. I feel like it's just very annoying to have all of those attack notifications going off. Unfortunately, in the relic game, we are up to 3 relics and 1 sacred site. I see that there's a relic here, so we could maybe assume my opponent is on 1 relic, 1 sacred site. So we're definitely getting better gold from the religious game. I'm gonna send some horsemen out, and now we spot the keep. That's what I was suspecting. He was mining a lot of gold or stone. And now here it is. Also, it's not too surprising. Delhi like to get down a keep fairly early so they can start researching that technology that allows their keeps to act as town centers. It's a great way to get villagers later in the game and not have to commit to a second town center. Instead, your keeps can act as them, and it's really cool. You can put like farms around a keep. It's such a great defensive structure. His units unfortunately spot this keep that I was putting down. I thought this was a great position for a keep, and I hope to build one there later because there's a stealth forest up here, and it is just this huge high ground up here. So I really want to secure this. I'll have to do it once I kind of push out a little bit or secure at least this area and maybe just hold him here in the stealth forest. But I have a trebuchet out. If I can get a little bit up or maybe rotate this way a little bit, I can start sieging down this castle. And now we're beginning to secure this sacred site. Just more gold for me. My income is really starting to outclass him. But here he comes with another army. Looks like, oof, lots of archers. That is so many archers. I need more Mangonels than this. I'm gonna pull the trebuchet back because it has no business being involved in this battle. The Mangonel, however, is doing all right. He only had a few cavalry to really deal with it, and so now, as long as the Mangonel stays alive, it's gonna be scoring great hits on these crossbows. You could see it's landing. Oh, those big shots. His tower elephant's down. The rams are working on this outpost up here, but I do have springalds shooting them down, so it's at least doing some damage. You can see he's kiting his archers back and taking out my melee units. As long as he's not getting hit by Mangonel shots, he's happy. I noticed that he's pretty much out of melee units, so I'm going to send my trebuchet forward. I'm not afraid to send it forward. These archers and crossbowmen cannot do much damage versus these trebuchets. You can see they have 8 ranged armor. And I have some villagers coming forward, so I'll just have them repair the trebuchet if it ever gets a little low. So now my cavalry is on top of his archers. And yeah, we're doing good work now. And the trebuchet is finally starting to land shots on the keep. Oh, this Mangonel is really paying off. This thing has paid for itself a few times over. Now's our chance to get our keep up on this high ground. We'll probably rally some villagers over there. We get enough to age up, but it's a dangerous age up. I decided to go through with it. As long as I can just hold this area, that'll be good, because with my Imperial Age units, we'll really be able to rip through whatever defenses he has here. Bombards and culverins will do great work. But right now, we're thin on resources. It was pretty risky age up, but I decided to go with it. Especially because we seem to be doing so well on the sides of the map. This is just all quiet on this front. We've pretty much gathered all the resources that are here, except for maybe the stone outcropping. And here we're really taking advantage of all of the available resources. I'm starting to have those kind of Altai flashbacks. I'm saying to myself, I need more wood. I need more wood. I'm working on this wood cluster for sure, and we've already taken out all these trees. So now I'm starting to eyeball this next set of trees up here, and yeah, it looks like I drop a keep down to secure it. He accidentally sends a trebuchet too far forward. I have my springald target it, my cavalry run in, free unit. We'll take it. Oh, looks like the keep actually goes down. We had some vision update there. Looks like this keep's gonna finish, and then we'll see the real deal. Oh no, it doesn't quite give enough vision. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like we've knocked it down. I think we're ready to move forward. Little dangerous to move forward, but we can always fall back to the keep. We've made it up to the next age, so now we can start getting out some really cool technologies and some cool units. Most importantly, we're getting improved processing, so villagers drop off 8% more resources every time they deposit resources to whatever center they're going to. And I'm also hoping to start to pick up some of these trade wing upgrades. You'll probably see me eventually put down markets along the side here so that we can trade with this market in the top corner. The trebuchet is back. I need to have it start working on the keep. This imam is very brave. Gonna try to neutralize this sacred site while I put a small harassing force back here. But it looks like the keep just shoots him down. And I'd like to get this relic back home as well. So out here we're just attacking villagers and using our ram to knock down a few buildings. But we're finding his farmlands back here. It'd be nice to send some knights, maybe around this north edge and into some of these farmlands. Maybe not here near the keep, but definitely down here near these siege workshops. I think that'd be a great option. We're gonna wall this off because we're happy with what we've gained here. And as long as we keep this area and this area, we're gonna have we're gonna have a big economic advantage. We're getting some of our elite upgrades. We're also getting, the composite bows for our archers. So our archers are gonna be firing so much faster. Along with, of course, the elite upgrade for archers. And now we're just slowly gonna creep our way across the map. We're gonna use our trebuchet to knock down these keeps, and we'll probably use some bombards soon enough. You'll probably see this siege workshop start to push out bombards and culverins. Though it looks like I'm having some wood issues, but looks like I've just remedied that by putting a lumber camp down over here. Military production, I'm really loving. Looking like maybe, what was that, maybe like 7 plus another 4 over there and over here. I mean, we're sitting at maybe 15 unit producing structures, which is great. I mean, I'd love to see more, but 15's pretty darn good. It's good to have all of those unit producing buildings because I'm almost at 200 population and I'm gonna want to be able to completely remake my army. I have managed to catch up on upgrades. We've gotten all of our +2 upgrades except the insulated helm, and our opponent likely has all of the 2/2 upgrades as well, considering that they're the Delhi. Hoping we can get through this keep sometime soon. Looks like he hasn't researched Village Fortress just yet. It's an important upgrade. Sending spearmen around, or horsemen around. This is what I wanted to see, maybe with some knights. I'm mostly just checking out these resource patches because I want to know if he's going for this gold or if he's going for anything else. And now we find, oh, these horsemen should have doubled back. That's a lot of juicy villagers over there. Really, I was sending them out to try and find his army. I don't want to be surprised by some unit switch. I'm seeing 2 siege workshops, so we might see some more siege units. I just have them end up in the forest, or in the farmlands over here. Now I'm seeing his army. That's a lot of crossbowmen. He's ready to deal with all of my man-at-arms. Although I've actually made a large part of my army archers. And archers are just good against crossbowmen. Though really these mangonels are the ones that are so effective. Watch these mangonels start to target fire the crossbowmen and archers in the back. Oh, huge shots. That was a huge group of crossbowmen and archers going down. Oh, whoa. We're just slaughtering them with these siege units in the back. They have to back off. And now the bombard's working on the keep. And fortunately, my mom ran in and grabbed the relic. We're still trying to stay up near 200 units. You can see the unit production down here. We're trying to spam them out. I could probably be producing them even faster if I had more unit production. Looks like I'm trying to add more in. But I think that was his entire army. I mean, we dealt serious damage when these mangonels knocked out all of those ranged units. That was so many crossbowmen. They likely made up a huge chunk of his population. And that's about it. Opponent has to tap out because we're running over his farms, killing his villagers. It was a good match, but I think my early game was really strong. I denied a lot of the sacred sites, and I retreated when I needed to retreat, and I attacked when I needed to attack. And I never got worried about, I never went underwater. I never felt like I was being completely overwhelmed by his forces. Anyway, hoping for more games like that in the future, and hoping you'll stick around and watch them. See you next time.